Hello guys, welcome to a new speed build on my channel. This is going to be a suburban speed build, and I think it's going to be a really classical suburban. I'm also sorry for the last 2 weeks. I didn't upload anything, but I was ill and didn't feel well, so I took some time off and concentrated on my health. But now everything's better, and I hope I can upload 2 times a week, as I want this to be some kind of a schedule. I don't want to promise anything, but I think 2 times I could manage to do. So, where can we start? I found pictures of this house, or of the front of the house, online, and then the rest I just created on my own. So I think it's a really typical suburban house. Also, the colors and such you probably saw a million times before, but I wanted to build a normal house so that I can get used to it, because the things I built before are, at least for me, are most of the time a little special. Well, it don't have to be for you, but for me, they always are some kind of special. But this is just, I don't want to say it's boring, it's not. I really like this house. And the layout is a little different, I think, especially the kitchen is a little bit weird, but I didn't know where to put it. You will see when we come to it in the end, but now I'm still building the outside, and there you have your typical blue, how's this even called? The blue planks or the wooden things on the outside. And can you tell me, do you also have the problems with the roofing? Sometimes it just doesn't seem to work, and you have to. And also there are wallpapers, or these wood panels with white columns at the corners, but sometimes it doesn't work, and so I cheated a little bit and put some columns in there, just that it looks, well, that it looks the same. And yeah, now we're putting in the windows and the doors, and still working a little bit on the shape. I think I used the same windows in the whole house. I don't even know from where they were. And I think it's also not typical that the door is not on the front, or where the stairs are, but a little bit to the side, on the left, on the right side. I think that is fine, and I don't mind that. In fact, I think it looks good. And then I think when you come in, you would normally stand in the living room, but because the door is on the left, you are not standing in the living room. So we have a little small room on the left, where, well, it is an entrance room, or yeah, you could call it so, I think. And I skipped ahead with the landscaping because I'm really bad at landscaping, and it's just, I I don't know, it's just nothing special. It's just your normal landscaping of backyards. That's how I imagine American backyards, or American gardens, at least. I don't know how they are in reality. I just see them in series and movies, because I'm not from America, I'm from Germany, and there the houses look a lot different. Although I really love the American style of houses, because I think they look really pretty. Not really how the quality of the walls is, because in series you always see how they, um, for example, hit a wall and then there is a huge hole in the wall. That would never happen in Germany, because our walls are made of stone. So I don't know, um, how they build houses in America, but they look really pretty. I should probably watch a documentary on how building houses in America works. Um, if you are from another part of the world, it would be interesting how your houses are built. So in Germany, it's all really sturdy and solid. Yeah, and I think um, when you compare it with another country, it's really good quality. But yeah, here we are in the living room. I was so indecisive with the color scheme, and I cut everything of it out till we got to this color scheme. I really like brown and white together, so I chose the white windows and the brown floor and walls. I really love that wallpaper, by the way. Um, Sometimes simple things are the best, I think. And this is also the house I built when I started with the Halloween build or with the Victorian build. Um, I don't know where it got Victorian themed in this build, because I built this and then after a while I recognized or I noticed that I was building or I was putting a lot of strange stuff in there. And then I thought, or then I told myself, well, I can pause this and then I will build another build before that and come back to this later. And so I did and built the Victorian house, and it turned out to be the way I wanted it, because there I could put all the creepy things in and all the strange things and odd things in that I wanted to use, but I couldn't use in this house because this is a suburban home. And although it's got some Spanish influences, I don't know if it's true or if I just making this up, but I think um, some accessories or some rooms look a little bit Spanish, because I use a lot of reds and browns and oranges, and I think that's, in my eyes at least, makes it, I don't know, Spanish looking. I don't know where this comes from. In my mind, that's the way it is. Yeah, this is the entrance room I talked about. We're just decorating it and putting a little stuff in there. Nothing too exciting, but on the left there is an archway that leads to a separate room that is the connection between the parents' room or the master bedroom and the kitchen. And we are going to put some stuff in there as well. I think especially the laundry stuff isn't there, because I think you can always put it out and put something else in, instead of putting it in afterwards, you know what I mean? So if there is no place or space for laundry, it's not so easy to put it in afterwards. Yeah. What else? I'm just decorating it with a lot of the Jungle Adventure stuff I noticed, but I also like it. And I always wanted to have a cozy armchair like this and a really big window and a small table, so I can sit there and read and just drink my cup of tea. And I think this is a really nice idea. And sometime in the future, if I'm going to have a house someday, I will probably have something like that. Yes, I'm just decorating a little bit and just putting stuff there, and I cut a lot of it out because I was so indecisive. This room especially was so difficult to furnish. I don't know why. It was just, I think it was because it was almost the first room, and and I think the living room also decides which style the house might have, if you start with it. So I think that is really important. And Yeah, and there I'm just putting a lot of random stuff in there which I could use later, but I don't know if I even used that. I don't think so. Did I delete it a second ago? I think I did that. Well, then I deleted it and I guess I put other stuff in there. And the room that leads to the right with the archway is going to be the kitchen, and the small door leads to the desk. And funny thing, as I was building this house and recording and finishing it up, I took the screenshots, and then in the end I noticed I didn't furnish the office room, so there was nothing in there. And then I had to came back to this build and to furnish it afterwards. So this is going to be the kitchen. I told you before that the shape of the kitchen is a little bit unusual, and I really didn't know what to do with it first, but I think it turned out strange, but also nice in the end, I think. And I also like to play with the lighting in builds, because I know there are these lamps that are also in the kitchen right now that have a lot of bright light, um, or spend a lot of bright light, but I don't want that to have in all of the rooms, or if I play with a family there, I want to feel cozy in that house, if that makes sense. And I want it to be a home and not just, well, I want it to be as realistic as possible, and I want to, if I would be my sim, I want them to feel comfortable in this house, and this is why I change the light oftentimes and use not just ceiling lights but also standing lights or floor lights and wall lights and desk lights. Yes, what can I tell you? I often use, for suburban homes, I often use the parenthood stuff or the parenthood kitchen stuff, because I think that's just the best kitchen stuff we have. I would be glad if we got more counters, because I'm already over them all, but at least some swatches would be nice for some of the counters, because some of them have only 3 swatches, for example. Um, if you think of the vampire stuff counters, I think they just came in 3 colors. And that is so unfortunate, because I think they're really pretty, and I would use them a lot more if they came in a lot more color swatches or options. But that's not the case, and so I seldomly use them, and that is really sad, because I really like them. And there you can see the little archway that leads to the laundry room, and I didn't want to make a dining room. First, there was no space to do a dining room, and then I thought about not every family has the money to have an extra dining room, and I don't think it's mandatory. So I think the normal American family, or the normal average family, doesn't have a dining room at all. And I think it's also nice to eat in the kitchen if you are, or if you have the space in the kitchen to do so. And I think it's also a lot more cozy, because if you have a dining room, what else is in there? Just the dining table and the chairs and some decorations, and I think that would be it. So if you have your dining table in the kitchen, there's a lot more stuff in there, and I always like having stuff around and clutter everything up. So I tried a lot of different tables in the kitchen, but in the end, I think I'll switch back to that one. And did I put a rug under that? I don't remember. But that small thing here is the laundry room. I think um, it's perfect for the laundry stuff, and just a little more decoration to make it feel realistic. And the next room is going to be the master bedroom, and I really love that room. I think it's so beautiful. You have the big bed in the middle of the room, and then on both sides you have windows, and I think this is so beautiful. Um, well, in reality, someone from the streets could look in there and see you sleep. That would be a little creepy, but in The Sims, it's just fine, I think. So there is where the bed is, and on both sides there are these huge windows, and I think this is so pretty, and I would really like to have it in reality like that. But then you have to have a really big lot, I think, with a big garden or something, so that not every person from the streets or every stranger from the streets can look into your bedroom. That would be very creepy, I think. But as I mentioned, all in these brown and orange colors, I think it's really, how can I describe this? It's really soothing in a way, I think, because these are quite neutral colors and not really aggravating or loud for the eyes. So I think you would feel quite nice in there, or quite at home and at ease and calm. Mm. And I also like to use different lamps. I used the same ones here because the other one didn't match, but I don't think that in reality everything is so perfect, so that you have the same bedside tables and the same lamps and everything is the same. And I don't think that's how it works in reality. Although it might be if you have a lot of money and you just decorate your house like you want, and you just choose the things that you want and can afford all of this. So I think that would be possible, but I don't think that's the case in every house that is built. I think a lot of people just move with their old stuff in a new house, so not everyone buys totally new furniture when they move into a new house. That's just not how it is, I suppose. Um, yeah, so this is the bedroom. What is the next room actually? I'm not sure. Are we done with the laundry room yet? Did I adjust the light in this as well? I am not sure. I wanted to clutter it up a little bit, but also all these things I used 1,000 times and more, and I'm getting bored of the clutter stuff. I think I have to use more of the hidden objects and how's that called? Well, I can't think of the word right now, but you probably know what I mean. And then we have a small bathroom that is not reachable or not accessible from the bedroom, but from the entrance room. And it looks the same as the upper bathroom, but in this bathroom there is just a bathtub, I think, and in the bathroom on the next floor there's also a shower, I guess. But I didn't record, or I did record the second bathroom as well, but I cut it out, I think, because it was not really relevant, and you can see it in the screenshots as well. And what else can I tell you? Yeah, it looks a little bit, a little bit old-fashioned perhaps, but I think that's also, I don't know, that's just how houses are, I think. You don't renovate everything when you buy a new house, and I think that's just how it is. So this room is the room of two daughters, I thought, two teenage daughters, but they are no twins. They're just two teenage daughters, and one of them wants to be an actress, and the other one wants to be a photographer. I built this before Get Famous came out, but now they can actually be famous, so I think both of them want to be famous, but the other, well, one of them just wants to be an actress and the other one wants to be a photographer, and we are going to decorate each side of the rooms that it matches their personality. The actress side obviously was easier to do because we have a lot more luxurious stuff than photography stuff. In fact, we don't have a lot of photos as pictures to use. We do have cameras, but well, I also wanted to have some photos on the side, but it didn't quite work out, so you can probably see the actress side or recognize the actress side a lot easier than the photography side, but that's just how it is. So this is going to be the actress side. So I put a lot of glamorous things in my opinion there, but well, not too glamorous because she's just a teenager and she probably can't afford all the things. But I put a lot of posters and movie posters and star posters, if you can say so, on the wall. I think we do have some new stuff that came with Get Famous, but I didn't have it at this point of time, so I didn't put it in there. But you can do that if you want to. And I also couldn't decide which bed to use. I didn't want to use the same bed because, as I mentioned before, it's not really realistic that, although it would probably fit the room a lot better and look nicer, that they have the same beds or the same bed swatches. I just don't think that's realistic. Um, I don't know. Would you like to have the same bed as your sister if you would live in the same room? I don't think so. So I put some camera stuff in there, as I mentioned before, and I hope I changed the bed. I'm not sure how I did, what I did in the end, but it will look better, I promise. Or at least I hope so. What else did I do? Did I decorate a little bit? Or was I finished? Oh yeah, I put that glorious mirror in there. I really love that mirror. I could use it all the time, but that's not possible, I think. Did I give them a PC? I'm not sure. And also I put some shelves in there and I wanted to decorate them, but sadly there aren't really a lot of objects that you can put on shelves. I don't know why this is. This is really weird because you can obviously put them on shelves if you use the move objects cheat and then lift them up, but I don't want to do that always, so I just sometimes use the stuff that goes there on itself, so I don't have to lift it up. Then we are returning to the outside of the house because I totally forgot that it existed, and then we just put some random stuff in there and some couches. And I think that would be a good spot to have a sitting area outside. And what else did I put there? Some flowers, of course. And then I think I put the flower table, or how's it called? The garden table, something like that. This one I put there, and just some flowers, and that's it, I think. And then we will move up. Oh, we were in the upper floor, but we will move into the other room, which is the room of a child. You can decide whether it's a girl or a boy. I didn't decide it, but it's a really green room, and it is full of jungle things and animals, and I think it could be for both genders. So if you want to, you can make it girlier or boyish or something like that. I just thought it would be good not always to have gendered bedrooms, because I hate that. Because I was not the typical girl, so I hate it when you have the stereotypical pink rooms for girls. I hated that. If I would have had a pink bedroom as a girl, I really would have hated that. So I think green is fine. Green suits everyone, and it's a lot. It's a lot of green in this room, so you can probably tone it down by choosing another color swatch in some items. But I think it's still fine if you like green. If not, then this is probably not your room. Um, what else? I have to think about new topics or new themes that you can decorate children's rooms, because I think I use this animal or wood theme a lot, because um, because that is why I don't want to make the room as girly or boyish as you can probably do. So I just make it green and put a lot of jungle stuff and a lot of animal stuff in there. But I probably have to think of another topics that we can decorate a room. Then I wanted to place the game table in there, but it didn't quite fit. So, but there is a game table in the house on the second floor or on the upper floor. There is a lot of room when you come up. So on the landing of the stairs, there is a lot of space, and then we put a game table in there, and also just a corner where you can sit and read, I think. So that's also good. And then in the end we will decorate the study, because as I mentioned I forgot it, and then I looked downstairs and then there was an unfurnished room. And in the last few builds I tried to use stuff that I don't normally use. So for example these the pig on the table I don't really use, because I don't know. I just don't use it. It's not that it's bad or something. They're just items that I don't use that often, so I try to use them more. So we have a variety in the builds, because of course you have items that you tend to use more and they are more appealing to your eye, and yeah. But I think you also have to do something different. For example, this couch I never use, but I I don't know, it fit naturally and I think it looked good. And then we put some decoration there, because this is meant to be for the children, this area. And when they have their friends there, they can play there, have their own play area. And this is just a sitting area. Did I put anything else there? I'm not sure. I don't think so. It's a little boring perhaps, but did I really? I think I put a bookshelf there, didn't I? Please tell me I put something there. Yeah, I did. Okay, that's fine. I'm relieved to see that. Yeah, this is just a play area, and I think I also put guitar in the corner there. So if you want, you can just sit in the nook and play guitar or something like that. Um, so because we don't have a dedicated room to skill building, I thought this would be the perfect area to just put some stuff in there. And this is the study I mentioned and that we forgot earlier, and then I came back to it. And I never used this wire, no, not wire, what is it called? The chair from the laundry stuff bag. I never use that because I think the color swatches are really strange. I just use one or two swatches and then the rest I don't. But I really try to get better and more innovative and use stuff I don't use, or I don't tend to use. Also this chair with the flowers on it, I think I don't use in this. Oh my god, what am I doing there? I don't think I use in this colors, but I think it's good to try different things. I think it's also a huge inspiration to try things you didn't use before. So I think with these words I will end this video. In a few moments we will come to the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed this build, and I will talk to you soon then. Bye guys!